hot beautiful thing. Smile about a coffee and big big patties. Cooking that country ham made 100 men.
It's the Porter Wagoner Show, starring Porter Wagoner and the Wagonmasters with Speck, Rhodes, and Norma Jean, bringing you your favorite songs and stars of the Grand Ole Opry.
We're so glad to see you. Been wondering how you've been. Everybody's living fine. Let's run begin. Oh, howdy, everybody, and welcome to our show. We've got a whole host of guests that'll be along in a few minutes, and I think a real interesting show. Hope you'll enjoy it. Pick me up on your way down. You were mine for just a while. Now you're putting on the style, and you've never once looked back at your home across the track. You're the gossip of the town, but my heart will still be found where you tossed it on the ground. Pick me up on your way down. Pick me up on your way down when you're blue and all alone. When the glamour starts to hold you, come on back where you belong. You may be their pride and joy, but they'll find another toy. Then they'll take away your crown. Pick me up on your way down. Pick me up on your way down when you're blue and all alone. When the glamour starts to bore you, come on back where you belong. You may be their pride and joy, but they'll find another toy. Then they'll take away your crown. Pick me up on your way down. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Kind of an old one. Pick me up on your way down. Now it's time for our first two guests. These little ladies have been with us many times before, and they're two of the prettiest little gals and sang the prettiest that I've ever heard. And let's get together and welcome them back right now. The Rhodes sisters. Hey now! And you gals just seem like you get better all the time, really and truly. This is Sandra, plays the guitar, and Donna. And this is a beautiful song. Do it pretty for us. Okay. Crying time.
Oh, it's crying time again. You're gonna leave me. I can see that far away look in your eyes. I can tell by the way you hold me, darling, that it won't be long before it's my time. Now they say that absence makes a heart grow fonder, and that tears are only rain to make love grow. But my love for you could never grow no stronger if I lived to be 100 years old. Oh, it's crying time again. You're gonna leave me. I can see that far away look in your eyes. I can tell by the way you hold me, darling, that it won't be long before it's my time. Now you say you found someone you love better. That's the way it happens every time before. And as sure as the sun comes up tomorrow, crying time will start when you walk out the door. Oh, it's crying time again. You're gonna leave me. I can see that far away look in your eyes. I can tell by the way you hold me, darling, that it won't be long before it's my time. That it won't be long before it's crying time.
Thank you, girls. Boy, ain't they pretty and sang so fine. Hey, Speck. Can you imagine anybody that pretty being related to this?
Yeah? Well, you should have seen me when I was that age.
They can't nobody remember that far back. No. Those are Speck's nieces. We'll all be back. Watch this message. That's Mack and Buck there, and doing one of the old tunes for you called Old Joe Clark. Good job, boys. Now it's time for the pretty little lady to come out and grace our stage with one of her fine songs. Pretty Miss Norma Jean. Yes, yes.
Kind of a sad song, one called I Cried All the Way to the Bank. Our divorce has been granted. There's no more you and me. You don't care any longer what I think. You gave me so much money if I'd let you go free. And I cried all the way to the bank. For it was you that I wanted, not your gold. It won't warm me when the nights are dark and cold. I've got money to burn, and for that there's you to thank. But I cried all the way to the bank. Now with all of this money you have paid me to grow, tell me where can I buy some happiness? For my heart is so heavy that I'd sure like to know, how can something that's empty weigh so much? For it was you that I wanted, not you, girl. It won't warm me when the nights are dark and cold. I've got money to burn, and for that there's you to thank. But I cried all the way to the bank.
Thank you. Pretty Miss Norma Jean, and I cried all the way to the bank. Right now it's time for another one of our fine guests. Here's a fellow that is one of my very, very favorites in the music business. I never play a personal appearance with him unless I go out and watch him on the stage. He's one of the greatest entertainers of our time. And let's welcome him right now, the Kentucky Wonder, Stringbean.
How sweet it is. I appreciate what you said about me about it.
String, we're awful glad to have you with us. And the reason I called String to come especially on this show to plug one of his records that is, I think, the finest thing you've done in a long time. You've had some good ones. This is one of your best.
This is one of my biggest, I think.
And
it's going to be getting bigger all the time. Thank you, friend.
And it's on the Star Day record label.
Thank you for that.
And it's a number called At Crazy Vietnam War. Ain't it?
That's it.
Do it first, Frank.
Vietnam, we've got another war. Well, I know and they know that's what they're fighting for. all that we got was a lesson in what everybody said was right in that war, that crazy war. Well, I was a country boy, I lived down on the farm. I hadn't even killed a gnat, done his body harm till that war, that crazy war. Well, the sheriff called me one day, said, come along me, my son. Your Uncle Simon needing you to help him hold a gun in that war, that crazy war. They took me down to the doctor station, my head was in a whirl. And when that doctor passed to me, I wished I'd been a girl in that war, that crazy war. They marched me out to the rifle range, you hear them bullets sing. I shot and shot to the whole day long and never hit a thing in that war, that crazy war. Well, the captain said the forward wheel, and I said, who is he? That plain old captain got so mad, he took a shot at me in that war, that crazy war. At first I got to Vietnam, I looked around with glee. But all I saw them Viet Congs had coming after me in that war, that crazy Vietnam war. Them bullets went flying over my head, I headed home right then. The corporal, he was after me, but the general beat us in that war, that crazy Vietnam war. I run all over Vietnam, we're trying to save my life. If there ever come another war, I'll send my darling wife to that war, that crazy Vietnam war. Well, I hunt them gorillas over there like hunting squirrels for fun. The only trouble is them gorillas, they've got guns and know how to use them too. In that war, that crazy Vietnam war. Well, war may come and wars may go, honey, get this on your mind. If there ever come another war, I'll be hard to find in that war, that crazy, crazy Vietnam war.
You're a jewel, I'll tell you. I want you to watch this with me.
Yeah, let's watch that.
Thank you for those good words, and right now it's time for us to go to the telephone and kind of check in on old Speck and see what's happening with him and Sadie. Let's watch.
Hello. Hi, Sadie. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I've been kind of busy today. Yeah, I had to take Julius down to the blacksmith shop. Got his head caught in the door, and I had to take him down to Rusty Bellis blacksmith. Huh? What's his head got to do with getting him stuck in the door and taking him to the blacksmith? Well, he got his head caught in the cuspidor. Yeah. Well, I got all kinds of company this week. Some of my kinfolks and Stringbean's here. Yeah, I've been out and seen String a couple of weeks ago, and after he'd got some saddle horses. Me and him was out riding these saddle horses one day, and come riding back up the barn, and String said, Speck, I got to run in town for a few minutes. Says, while I'm gone, he said, I'd like for you to take my horse down to the blacksmith and have him shod. I said, huh? He said, take him down and have him shod. So he left and gone about 2 hours, and Speck had come back down to the barn where I was. Said, well, Speck, he said, you have my horse shod while I was gone? I said, shod? I thought you said shot, so I shot him. Yeah. Speaking of shots, say, did you read in the paper this morning? Did you read it there where this woman shot her husband at a very close range? Yeah, shot him at an awful close range. Huh? There must have been powder marks on the body. They were. That's why she shot him. Well, look, but get all fixed up real pretty. Me and String's going to come down there and take you out to potluck. Okay, goodbye. So long, honey.
Oh, boy. Powder marks on the body. Speck, that's fine. See something else. Now here's Don to tell you about our book.
Thank you, Porter. I know thousands and thousands of you folks already have this book in your home. But if there are some of you who have been aimed to order this and haven't got around to doing it, we'd like to tell you real quickly how you can get a copy of this book. Porter Wagoner Hits the Road book. It contains almost 100 pictures as well as a whole bunch of songs that you've asked for the words. If you'd care to have one, you can get one by sending 50 cents to Porter Wagoner, Box 404 in Nashville, Tennessee. That's Porter Wagoner, Box 404, Nashville, Tennessee. And we'll get one back to you just as soon as we can. Thank you.
All right, Don, and I think you'll enjoy this. I know you will if you're a fan of our show at all. Here's a song now I'd like to do for you that I've got many, many requests for. I hope you'll enjoy hearing it again, called Skid Row Joe.
Skid Row Joe. Last night, that's who I found in the dirty part of town. Lost, forgotten, with no place to go. Tormented with a bitter taste, outcast by the human race. A mask of torture was the fate of Skid Row Joe. He walked up to where I stood on the street and said, "Pardon me, mister. Now don't get me wrong. I don't want your money, though heaven knows I could use it. But you see, this is my home. And you see the other bar down the street? That's my home, too. I noticed you staring at me a while ago. You recognized me, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah, Joe. I know who you are. You was one time a real famous singing star. One of my favorites." He said, "Well, I guess you heard they took my babies away from me." I said, "Yeah, Joe, I read about it in the papers." Then he turned his head away, and I saw the tears fall into place. And he turned to me and he said, "You know, mister, this is the only place in the world I'm not ashamed to show my face. But I'm going to quit. Yes, sir, I'm going to quit. I'm going to shave and comb my hair and get me a clean white shirt. Then I'm going to walk up to her door. When she answers, I'm going to stand up real proud and tall. Then I'm going to get on my knees. And I'll say, 'Sweetheart, you'll take me back. I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you for what I've done. I'm so ashamed of myself, and this I want you to know.' Then I'm going to take my 2 little babies. I'm going to hold them so close to me, I ain't going to never let them go." I guess I should have told him then that she'd already remarried again. But after hearing what he'd said to me, why, there wasn't no way that I could add to his misery. So I said, "Good luck, my best to you." Skid Row Joe. There's a gentleman visiting in the studio with us today. It's a very good friend of mine and all the Wagonmasters. And we've been planning to have their fine quartet on sometime. And they're so busy, it's hard for us to get them to come be with us. But here's one of the fine members, great songwriter, Lou DeWitt, member of the Statler Brothers Quartet.
Thank you.
Lou, awful glad to have you come by. And we'll look forward to having the Statler Brothers on with us sometime. You've got one of the finest quartets in the world.
Thank you. I'm sorry the other boys can't be here tonight. Of all the ones that had to be, if just one of us had to be here, I guess I'm the most unpleasant one to look at. But,
oh, you're not either. This is the guy that wrote the song Flowers on the Wall that they recorded, which has sold many, many records. And you all have a new album out, don't you, Lou?
Yes, we do, by the same title, Flowers on the Wall, song Columbia.
And you wrote most of the songs in it.
Well, no,
didn't you?
I wrote 3, so there's 3 of my songs in the album. Don and Hairl's got a song apiece in there.
Good, man. You wrote some real fine things. You'll be hearing a lot of this guy's writing in the Statler Brothers Quartet. Thank you, Lou, for coming by.
Thank you, folks, for support.
Real fine. And we hope we can have the quartet on sometime. A real great group. Now it's time for our 2 little ladies to come back out here that I know you enjoyed a while ago. Donna and Sandra, the Rhodes sisters. Come back out, children. Sandra, you been writing any songs? You're quite a songwriter, I know.
Well, I'm trying, yes. I've written a couple.
Good. Skeeter Davis has done some of your
Yes,
songs.
one of her new album and a new single.
Good. Sing us another pretty song.
Okay, tell you, baby, I'm not the loving kind, so you better get it off your mind. Give you money and I don't care, I'll take you with me anywhere. I'll tell you, baby, I'm not the loving kind. Tell you, baby, I'm not the loving kind. Get somebody else and you'll do fine. Cast your tears into the sea. Don't waste your good years on me. I'll tell you, baby, I'm not the loving kind. Tell you, baby, I'm not the loving kind. So you better move on down the line. Notice though I'm never right. I love you, but I'm never right. I'll tell you, baby, I'm not the loving kind. Tell you, baby, I'm not the loving kind. Not the loving kind. Not the loving kind. Not the loving kind. Not the loving. Oh, I'll tell you, baby, I'm not the loving
Fine job, Joe. Real, real fine. Neighbors, that's just about all the time we got. Strang, come back out here just a second, will you? We're going to have to go to the house. I want you to come back real soon.
I sure appreciate it. I enjoy
And
it.
everybody. And don't forget Strang's record now, the
Crazy Vietnam War. I
and
appreciate it.
Star Day record.
Yes,
We'll
thank
see
you.
you all next
Much
week.
obliged.
Join us then, will you?
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
This has been the Porter Wagoner Show, a half hour of good country music and fun, brought to you from the home of the Grand Ole Opry.